and you just put it off and you continue to sleep. Or because the world has understood your laziness, technology has evolved to give you snooze option. If you can press that 10 minutes later, it will beg you again. Janab, abhi utao. You can again snooze it. Again 10 minutes later, it will beg you. Abhi to. And there are some of these people where they set 4 alarms. They have such belief in themselves. I'm sorry to be blunt. I'm going to be very blunt, okay? I'm sorry to be blunt, but it's needed. If every morning it's so difficult to even lift your ass, how will you lift humanity? Every morning. I can understand. Kabhi kabhi hota hai. Sometimes you might be in an extraordinary dream. And only now that heroine is going to enter, snooze karna hai. I am telling you, you should snooze. Okay. But every day she won't come. What is yours only will come every day. Why you want to snooze and continue to do? Utto! Get up! But we postpone. Attitudes don't care where you shape them, they become your behavior. 90% of you sitting in this auditorium, I'm sorry about it, it's not even a statistics that's worth sharing, but 90% of you sitting here will suffer from the ugly habit of procrastination. Anything later, anything baad mein, anything kal kar lenge. It's not at last date. From income tax filing to paying the electricity bill to renewing your milk card, everything let's wait till last minute and get it done. Everything is postponed. In fact, the only time you don't postpone is when it cannot be postponed anymore. It must be done. I know how many of you sitting here for 2.5 years you have been thinking you should get your master health checkup done. In fact, 2.5 years ago, if you had done your master health checkup, you would have probably caught something in you when it was only a symptom and set it right. By postponing your master health checkup for 2.5 years, probably that symptom has now grown into a disease that you have to fight, which you didn't have to. The day your knee was paining, and from that day, if you had started your yoga practice, your knee will not be paining anymore. But you postponed it, and now you have a disorder. The first time that you found that you were blanking out, and at that stage you had caught and discovered that you have diabetes, probably in a small medicine you could have treated it, but right now you need insulin injection. The day you climbed one flight of stairs and you panted for breath, from that day if you had given attention to it, you will not be a candidate for an open heart surgery, but you postponed it. The first time you saw that your son was lying to you, and you know that because we are not having enough communication, he is not trusting what is happening in his life. If from that day you have invested a lot of communication to him, today you will not need counseling on parenting. The first time a pilferage happened in your business, if from then you had improved your systems, your security systems, you would not have had another major misappropriation of funds happen there. If every spark was attended to when it was only a spark, it would have never become a forest flame. Every problem you face today was a challenge you ignored yesterday. And if it was only attended yesterday, today it would not be a problem you are staring at. If the first time there was a terrorist in this country, and if he was punished in ways that he was punished, another terrorist would have dreaded to enter this country. But you write books about him. You want to write books about him and make him famous. So the next generation keeps learning that probably then, if I have to become famous, I have to do something wrong. And if all this was corrected when it was only a spark, we will not be dealing with the forest flames right now. Most of the issues that we face in life because we kept postponing. You know that second line of yours, off late, is showing a little disinterest in work. You took him for granted. And to lose a capable second line can shake the roots of an organization because you lose a strength. You build a weakness, and most importantly, when you lose a very well trained resource from your organization, you have strengthened your competition. And you know that he is showing a little indifference of late. If that night itself you had a dinner and meeting and you had a long meeting, maybe he would have went out his frustrations, you would have clarified, or you would have gained clarity, and you would have saved a beautiful person to continue to work with you. But you kept postponing, kept postponing, kept postponing, till it became an issue that you cannot handle anymore. And why 90% of us suffer from this ugly disease of postponing and procrastination? Attitudes don't care where you shape them. Once shaped, they become your behavior. We keep shaping this attitude to postpone every morning by saying, I'll get up at this time, and postponing when we get up. The first thing to get right in a day is, I'm not telling you what time, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6, 6:30, 7, 7:15, 8 o'clock, early afternoon, 9 o'clock. You take a decision, but the time you decide the previous day to wake up will be the time you will wake up. There should be no gap. Absolutely no gap. And I will give you living witness to it. Have you ever seen your mother or grandmother postpone anything in life? They don't, because they don't have a gap between waking up and getting up. Negatively, like how we have learned to postpone and procrastinate in life, because we build a gap between waking up and getting up. We all wake up and then get up. Between waking up and getting up, World War III happens. Lot of internal acquisition. You are tired, you read in that book, you need at least 6.5 hours of sleep, so sleep for some more time. Bhaiya, you sleep for 4 more hours, I can understand. 10 more minutes mein kya milta yaar? Ut. For want of the 10 minutes you slept extra, you won't brush your teeth properly, you'll smell the whole day bad. To save the 10 minutes, you know where all you'll cut on time? Urgently you will drink coffee. Or you will take the breakfast and run with the breakfast to eat it on the road. And women, they don't have time to do their hair because of this 10 minutes extra they slept. So they put the entire hair, they have one clamp. And in the train where you don't have place to stand in Mumbai, they are doing their hair there. All of them combing their hair in the train only. And 10 minutes jaldi uthana. Do it peacefully, brush your teeth properly, don't service the dentist so much in life. Aram se eat your breakfast, let it get digested, peacefully go. How long will you keep running? 10 minutes early means you do everything in a relaxed state, means your heart beats 10 beats less, means you will live for 10 more years in life. 10 minutes late, that means you have to do everything in a hurry, which means your heart has to beat 10 beats more, which means 10 years earlier itself. I don't want to say. The first thing we do to get our day right is we will conquer the gap between waking up and getting up. And it must be done. We are not even negotiating this beyond tomorrow. Today is the last day that you had a World War III. From tomorrow, in fact, roll out of the bed and crawl to the bathroom if you feel little sleepy, but get out from there. And I'm telling you, when you decide to get transformed, life will test you. It's not that it won't test you. Tomorrow the dream will come, heroine will come. Of all the days, tell her, baad mein dekh lenge, I have to implement get up. Your wife who never hugged you in the morning till now, tomorrow when you want to wake up, that hand will come on you. Gently take it, keep it on the pillow, get up, woot. Get up. And without that change in us, we can't teach that change to children. Without changing that change to the children, we are building a next generation which will also suffer from procrastination. And let's not do that. Conquer the gap between waking up and getting up. It is very, very important. Somebody was asking me, one little child was asking me, Uncle, I liked that speech on Do I need a reason to be happy a lot? You made us all laugh a lot. But today you'll make us laugh or you'll be serious? I said, depends on the first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes, if me and my audience are serious, the entire talk will be serious. If in the first 2 minutes, for some reason, we laugh at each other, then it will be, I don't know, the first 2 minutes will determine the intensity or the humor content of the entire talk. And I know how important is those first 2 minutes, which means your thought process in the first 2 minutes is going to put a pattern to that entire day. When the first 2 minutes of thinking is one of frustration, one of dejection, one of disappointment, one of anger, whether at the family or at yourself, and one of the most participated frustration is, इतना जल्दी सुबह हो गया क्या? इतना जल्दी नहीं यार, तो ऐसा सोता है वो जल्दी लगता है, okay? कुंभकर्ण जैसा सोता है, so it looks jaldi. It comes only after 6.5, 7 hours always. But when the first thought is negative, utna hai kya? In fact, the mother was waking up the son, and the son said, Mommy, give me 2 reasons why I have to go to the school today. And the mother said, Beta, you have to go to the school because the teachers have already come and you are still sleeping. And 2, you must get up because you are the headmaster of the school. So, it doesn't matter to me whether later you'll go to the prayer room and pray or not. The moment you have conquered the gap between waking up and getting up, immediately whisper a prayer which you understand. Let the first communication of the day be one of gratitude to your God. My dear, not everybody who goes to sleep wakes up to another morning. As much as I tell you today is the first day to the rest of the life, let me also share with you, any day can be the last day of human life. For whatever reason, if a venture capitalist calls you on his own and tells you, we have decided to fund your project another 24 crores, how will you end the phone call? By saying, why you are burdening me with so much money? Or will you tell the VC, will you tell the banker, thank you so much, I was ready for expansion and this 24 crores is going to make a lot of difference to service that expansion. And I really think that venture capitalist called God is waking you up every morning and giving you another 24 hours of life saying that, I still trust you. And all your 24 crores can be achieved only through those 24 hours. He says, I trust you with another day of life. The purpose for which I have brought you here is not over. He's giving you another day of life. I got married, and I'm sure many of you who got married can relate to what I'm speaking. 1,000 people come in the queue. Everybody wish you a happy wedding anniversary. They wish you a happy marriage. They wish you a great life ahead. Everybody gives a gift. And you have to receive every gift. Not everybody gives a gift. Okay, some people give a gift. Okay. And you receive that gift with a broad smile. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Knowing very well 7 of them are wall clock. Only 1 will be used by you. Remaining 6 is going to be gift wrapped again and sent on circulation. And 14 years later, 1 of those wall clock comes back to me. Pura guma ke, it comes back to me. My clock has come back to me. Okay. And these gifts are purchasable in the marketplace. These gifts can be bought with money. If nobody has gifted it to you, somebody else can gift it to you. Even if everybody has not gifted to you, you can pay money and buy it. And the gift that is purchasable is always received with gratitude. If that's the case, today is a providential gift which either he gives it to you or nobody else can give it to you. There's no other way to have it. Money cannot buy a today in your life. A man who all his life saved his money, and right now he was having 50 crores of saving with him, decided now I'm going to enjoy my life. And the day he decided, now I'm going to enjoy my life and use this 50 crores, somebody was standing in front of him. He asked, who are you? You have come without my permission. And he said, my name is Death. I only show up to people to whom I have come. He said, this is not fair. When are you planning to take me? He said, right now. No, just now I counted. I have 50 crores with me. And only now I have decided to enjoy it. You cannot come. Death said, but I don't come with invitation. I come and invite. You have to come. Man said, see, please, if you want, you take 25 crores. Give me at least 1 month of life. I will enjoy the remaining 25 crores and then come. Look at the mentality of man. Even on the threshold of death, he is willing to give only 25 crores, not pura 50 crores. So I'll give you 25 crores. Negotiation. Death said, I don't think you understand how I operate. I don't negotiate. Your time has come, I have to take. Man says, I will give you entire 50 crores here. Just give me 1 day in life. Death said, I can't give you another moment in life. Man pleaded, at least give me 1 moment in life. Death yielded, said, okay, whatever you want to do it for 1 moment. He ran to his scribbling pad and wrote there in the scribbling pad, all of you have money, immediately start enjoying it. And then he added a note. I just now realized, even with 50 crores, I could not buy 1 minute of life with it. If he doesn't give it, you don't have it. Then how should this today be received? With frustration, with negative thoughts, with anger, shouting at people, making an issue for small things. Should there not be peace in the house in the morning? Should not the fragrance of a morning in a home be one of gratitude? Should it not be one of bhakti and devotion? There is no point in some corner, a tape recorder going on singing Hara Hara Shankara, Jaya Jaya Shankara, Om Namo Narayana, and in between in the front of the house, ban, chew, and all these words are being talked here. Everybody shouting at everybody, Kutte, Kamine, and this is what is being discussed there. What is the point in having that background? Just imagine me having that serene looking around either side and me going on delivering my speech like this here. Who cares to see that? Background makes sense if only if the foreground is right. So all the chanting and puja room and everything in the background of your house makes any sense only if you in the foreground is able to carry that peace, carry that bliss, carry that gratitude, carry that right positive qualities. And that's what we should hear in the morning. Morning should be one of celebration. The start has to be right. You have to get it right. So I don't care after your bath and after all those things, what you're going to do in your puja room. The moment you have conquered the gap between waking up and getting up, which is the first psychological victory to begin the day, so that you shape the right attitudes in life. And trust me, in less than a year's time, by conquering the gap between waking up and getting up, the disease of procrastination will be out of your life. Out of your life. Then it's no more a Kabir's Doha. What you have to do tomorrow, do it today, and what you have to do today, do it now. Now it's only a Doha. It will be a living reality through you. And the next instant, even before you brush your teeth, there has to be whispers of prayer. You learn it, teach it to your children, teach it to your loved ones, teach it to everybody whom you can empower. That the first thoughts have to be right. The first thoughts have to be one of gratitude. The first thoughts have to be one of prayerfulness. The first thoughts have to be one of faith. In whatever way you understand, you may not understand slokas, you may not understand. Arey yaar, why do you complicate in learning all those things which you don't understand? A child is crying. And the mother knows the child is crying because the child is hungry. The child is crying. And the mother knows this crying is because the child wants the nappy to be changed. The child is crying and the mother knows it is because the child is hungry. The child is crying and the mother knows it's because the child is feeling sleepy. The child is crying and the mother knows it's because the child has a stomach pain. Without using a single word, through crying, a mortal mother is able to understand the need of her child. Do you think that eternal Father will need all sophisticated words in our communication for him to understand us? I want to learn Rudram, I want to learn Sahasranamam, I want to learn this bhajan, I want to learn the complete version of Navkar Mantra. If you learn, wonderful. But if you don't, he understands your silence, he understands your words. For a minute, if the heart can beat in gratitude and say, thank you, God. If for a minute the heart can beat and say, I understand this day of mine is your gift unto me, my Lord, and the way I live this day will be my gift unto you. I'll make my day count. I will ensure that I live my today in such a way. Maybe somebody's tears will be wiped today. Maybe you will smile at somebody and bring a smile in return from somebody. Maybe you'll just go to one of those cubicles and put that warm hands on the shoulders and say, is something bothering you? If you need to talk to me, I'm there for you. Maybe somewhere you tasted that sabji which your wife has cooked for you or your husband has cooked for you, and it was so tasty that you just share it with another colleague. The joy that I have, let me share it with somebody else. Maybe somewhere you just adjusted a little more in the train and gave that additional 6 inches for somebody else to sit. Maybe you just offered to hold the bag of somebody when you were sitting there in the train because it was too heavy on him, and provided he trusted you and gave. Maybe you just made a long distance call and told your first boss, I'm doing exceptionally well in life, and I thought I should tell you thank you so much because it began with you. Maybe an unexpected phone call was done home and you asked your mother, Mummy, kana kha liya kya? She might die of heart attack. Okay. Suddenly you show so much love. She might even ask, wrong number, is it from any bank credit card? Okay. Because mera beta to in his whole life he has not asked kana kha liya kya? Kya banaya? Only that he has asked. But maybe that lady is going to smile. Maybe when your children are around, just call a friend. Children cherish, children cannot handle direct appreciation. They don't know how to handle it. But they cherish third-party appreciation. Third-party appreciation is when your children are playing around, just call a friend of yours and say, I just wanted to share with somebody how proud I am about my daughter. So do you have 2 minutes? I just want to share with you. And tell a friend how proud you are about your daughter. And I'm telling you that night, the child is going to hold you tighter than ever before and sleep. Small expressions, very small expressions. And it can make so much of a difference. Lord, you've given me a day, and the way I will live this day of mine, I'll make it count. End of the day, you will not feel that you wasted a day of mine. Little gestures, and that is how life builds itself. That is how life accumulates into whatever it is. Little gestures. And it can mean so much. Just write a letter to somebody. An extraordinary habit that is dying, letter writing. Because how much ever you try on an email, you cannot do justice to your emotions. Because that is just typing words. You can't bring emotions through it. And let it not die. I don't care how sweet that email is and how long you'll keep in the inbox. It'll still never be like a handwritten letter that you hold. Take it from mommy. Take it from papa. Take it from your children. One of the greatest assets as you grow old, you're going to cherish are all these letters that you have taken. As beautiful it will be one day when Papa isn't anymore. And one day he wouldn't be. To have his picture, it will be so beautiful to frame a handwritten letter of his and keep it there. Something that you get to read, something you get to relive those emotions. And you invest on that. Write a beautiful letter to somebody. Don't go to Archie's and Hallmark and buy a card and sign and give. That is something which Wordsworth wrote about his wife. You don't sign and give. You write 4 or 5 lines about her, and that will be yours. And I'll tell you, you may not preserve all the printed cards, but you will not throw a single handwritten letter anywhere. You preserve it. You preserve it. And these are all not great things. 1 minute here, one gesture here, one unconditional move here. For example, the moment I see a beautiful moonrise, I will at least inform few people and ask them to inform few people, ask them to go to the terrace and see the moon. The moon is anyhow beautiful. Whether I see it or 100 of us see it, it's beautiful. If something can bring happiness, why not bring happiness to 100 people? Why do you enjoy it alone? And it's a very special moment, because I know in 100 different cities, 100 people are watching the same moon which I'm seeing. And it's a very special feeling when you create that sort of, and these are all simple gestures by which we can get our day right. So let the first expression to begin a day be one of expression of gratitude. Bring in the discipline of taking care of your health at least for a few minutes every day. I don't want to go too much into this topic. I have spoken about this again and again to you. A simple Ayurvedic prescription which I'm sharing with you, Dinacharya. It says what you do on a daily basis, even imperfectly, will produce far greater results in life than what you do perfectly but do it only once in a way. I repeat, what you do on a daily basis, even imperfectly, is going to produce far greater results in life than what you do perfectly but do it only once in a way. Which means Ayurveda says 10 minutes of exercise daily is going to produce far greater results with you than 1 hour of exercise that you do twice a week. 5 minutes sitting in silence and dissolving in meditation, even imperfectly with all those thoughts, but done as a dinacharya on a daily basis, is going to produce far greater results in life than once in a way going to a spiritual retreat and completely sitting there in silence and not otherwise. So a very simple prescription, whatever you do on a daily basis, even if there is not quantity to it, even if there's no quality to it, the fact that you're doing it on a daily basis is going to create far greater results in life, which means 5 minutes of motivating your people in the organization on a daily basis, just 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, just motivating people in your organization for that 1 minute is going to produce far greater results than end of the year you have one team building picnic. Meanwhile, 60% of them have resigned and gone. What team building picnic? Every year you have a new team. Then how will you build a team? And that 1 minute of contact with them, 1 minute of encouragement from them, 2 minutes of saying something by which everybody is charged and motivated is going to produce far greater results. So somewhere you have to discipline yourself to take care of this body. If I can be the voice of the body, your body will tell you this: hey, master of the body, God has designed me in such a way, I can take care of you, but I cannot take care of myself. If you take care of me, I can take care of you. That's what your legs will tell you. I will carry you for the rest of your life. But if I have to care for you for the rest of your life, you have to take care of me for at least 10 minutes every day. That's what your heart will tell you. I started beating for you when you were there in the womb. I'll keep beating till you reach the tomb. But if I have to keep taking care of you till the end, you have to take care of me for at least 10 minutes every day. And by just yielding to this plea of the body, I will take care of you for the rest of your life, but can you take care of me for some time on a daily basis? I'm not even prescribing the time, because I'm telling you, do it on a daily basis. Take care of this. Whether you want to achieve materialistic results, spiritual results, social results, political results, anything that you want to achieve in life can be achieved only with a fit body. This is the vehicle. Doesn't matter what my contents are, doesn't matter what I can teach, doesn't matter what I can explain. If my body is not fit, I cannot forget my body and deliver the speech for 2 hours. If for 2 hours I have to deliver this body, my body has to be fit enough to forget itself. Today, tomorrow, day after, all the 3 days I have a talk. And my body has to go on. And then everything else can happen. And it can do it when you take care of it. You have to build a spiritual hour into your life. Whether you're going to do it in the morning or in the hustle and bustle of the demands of Mumbai, whether you're going to build it towards the evening, but you have to build a spiritual hour into your life. Where is the time? Create the time. In fact, I'll put it this way. Give an hour to your spiritual growth, and that will in turn show you where the time is. Rather than saying, where is the time? I'm saying, give your 1 hour for your spiritual growth, and your spiritual growth will in turn give you the time for everything else. There has to be a spiritual hour if you want to press the speed button in your life. If you have to grow at a pace that you cannot even imagine, if you will have to surprise yourself, understand the strength of the tree depends on the strength of the root, and without caring for the roots, you cannot care for the tree. So it's absolutely essential that you bring in a spiritual hour into your life. What do I mean by spiritual hour? I think for a few minutes you have to read good thoughts on a daily basis. If you have to sacrifice reading newspaper so that you can give that time to read something good, something on health, self-help, something on scripture, some autobiography, something that really inspires you. If you can't read anywhere, sit in the pot and read, but read something good and right.